Why does it feel so good to win? This is something I've started to wonder about. There's this documentary series on Netflix called Breakpoint. It follows professional tennis players as they pursue Grand Slam titles, and there's a remark made by more than one of them describing the feeling of winning as something addictive, like a drug. And, sometimes they even behave like it's a drug. When they lose, they throw their racket and yell and scream and they just go kind of haywire, like they couldn't get their fix. And there's a part of me that understands that, because when I win, I feel really happy. I'm not lying to myself. Like, it's not like I'm not one of those players who says, "Oh, I don't really care about winning or losing. I just kind of play for the beauty of the game." Well, that's in part true, but I love to win. Sometimes I win a game at night in the evening, and then I'm still happy about it the next day. I'm still thinking about it. Now, why is that? I don't really know. But welcome to Start Point, the show about Go for Go fans away from the board. Winning Go is the goal, right? Or is it? Like, when you play a game, you have to try to win. And it's in games, it's a weird kind of space where, when we look at other parts of our lives, it's good to be selfless. It's good to be kind and generous. Think of others before yourself. But when it comes to playing a game of Go, it's not any amount of kindness or generosity to give your opponent points on purpose. That defeats the whole point of the game. It's like when you tell ChatGPT to play rock, paper, scissors for you, and then you tell it to let you win, and it's just like a silly little like thing. It's just not a game anymore at that point. When you have someone who's not trying to win, it's not a game at that, and then the value of the activity goes away. When I played 2 games I got 2 wins this week that have to do with this, and one of the wins that I played really well in the opening, and the guy gave up. He resigned, and I thought they resigned way too early. I did have a solid lead, but you never know what happens in these games. At the very end of the game, I could have had some terrible misread. And yeah, it can be annoying sometimes when you're in the lead by quite a margin and your opponent refuses to resign, hoping that you'll make some kind of mistake. But that's part of the game, right? You have to be able to defend your lead. If you don't, then you lose. That's like fair and square. And the other game that I won, I can't say with 100% certainty, but I took a huge lead, and then I kind of solidified that lead by destroying their only chance at killing my group by living. And as soon as I had done that, they disconnected. Okay, I don't know, maybe I actually honestly assumed once they disconnected and the timer for disconnection was going off, I was assuming, okay, they pretty much just closed the app, forfeited the game or whatever. But to my surprise, they came back and they played the vital point on my group. One of the vital points. I had a Miai situation there to live. And I thought, oh, okay, maybe they tried to bait and switch me, where they pretended like they disconnected so they caught me off guard. Because they did it again, but then they actually disconnected and forfeited the game. So, it's possible they were actually going through some connection issues, but the timing was a little suspicious, given that I had just crystallized my win. But in any case, the way I interpreted was they were kind of hoping to bait and switch me with that little disconnection there. And guess what? When you look at these two types of wins, the one where the guy gave up too early and the one where the guy hung on to the very end and tried to bait and switch me, I prefer the latter. I want people to want to win when they're playing against me. It shows, like, the way I feel about these games shows that I'm not really interested in playing someone who doesn't want to win. If you're going to play me, I want you to win. Or no, I don't. I don't want you to win. I want you to try to win. I want you to want to win. That's the whole point. The value in the game comes from both players trying to win. Oh, but there was something very interesting that comes to mind when I say that. And I forgot who it was, but in the Master of Go, that book, I believe I mentioned last episode, there's a part, and they're talking about one of the Go masters, and he's like meditating or breathing or something, and someone asks him, "What are you doing?" And he says something like, "I'm trying to rid myself of the desire to win," which was an interesting moment, because why is he doing that in the first place? Because he wants to win. Because he believes that ridding himself of the desire to win will help him win. So at the end of the day, it's all, smoke and mirrors, because at the heart of it all, he wants to win. And if you're a player who has gotten rid of your will to win in order to win, I'm cool with that. I just don't want to play someone who actually doesn't care about winning. If you're just throwing stones left and right, going, whatever, it's a game, whatever. I'm not super interested in playing against you. I mean, okay, there's an exception, right? You grab a coffee in the morning or a beer in the evening, you have a friend in front of you and you're playing this game and you're just chilling, you're having a conversation and you're saying, hey, it's just a game, just throwing stones left and right. That's fine. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. All right. Even if neither player really cares too much about winning at that point, I think that can still be fun. But at the heart of Go, when I'm just talking about pure Go, I really want to play against people who want to win. But that isn't the only requirement, and that becomes apparent if I play against a total beginner who really wants to win. It's not satisfying to play against that person and win, right? It's not just the fact that they want to win that makes me feel like I have a satisfying experience playing against them. So it's part of it, right, to crush someone's hopes and dreams. But that's not the whole story. I want to know that I understand, right? The beauty of Go is in understanding, because it's so mysterious, right? When you don't understand why you're losing, when you don't understand what went wrong, it's very mysterious. But when you win, you don't always understand why either. Why did you make these moves? You can't explain it. It's difficult to say sometimes. You can try. You can say, well, this move's strong because it has more liberties. This move's strong because it, attacks at this group and that, blah, blah, blah. But there's nothing you can say that will just neatly apply to every single scenario. Well, it's like, okay, well, you said this move's strong because it has more liberties here. Well, how come this move's not strong? This move clearly gains liberties. It's not the same situation. And so that's something about Go that has always attracted me, is the mystery of it. Mysteriousness. Mystery of it. The mystery of understanding the game. The mystery of why someone wins over the other. And trying to embody that mystery and put it out on a board and seeing if your house stands. That's important, right? But at the same time, I also really enjoy dirty wins. When I completely lost this is definitely not going to apply to all of you. I don't think all of you will agree with me when I say that if my opponent has superior knowledge of the game, has wrestled the victory from me, but at the very end I play something kind of tricky, or put their group in Atari and they did not see, and I just take all their stones, something that a mistake they shouldn't have made at the level that they're playing. Some people may not find satisfaction in that. Some people might think, hey, they actually won, right? You just kind of got lucky because they slipped. But me, I actually really, I tend to laugh when that happens. Because, like, okay, I'm playing online. I don't see the person, right? It's harder to empathize with them. I play the move, I take all their stones, flip the game upside down, and I just have to laugh and just... It's fun. It's fun. It's not fun when it happens to you. It's really not fun when it happens to you. But it is fun, at least for me, when I steal a win like that. Because I still think I deserve the win. As much as I didn't play as well. The thing is, okay, so here's something that people may confuse. It's like the game of Go is like a measure of understanding of Go or something, that the person who plays pure Go or has better understanding of Go wins, but that's not really the case. Whoever wins on the board wins, right? You could be Shinjin-so, and you could and play against some... I mean, this is never going to happen, obviously. Let's not use Shinjin-so as an example. Let's just say you're a Dan player, right? And you're a club player, and one day you're just not in the zone, and you're playing against a DDK player. Okay, it's not going to happen. This is really hard to imagine happening. Like, so maybe it's like just like 4 or 5 stones weaker than you. So maybe it's just an STK player, and they win, right? It matters that they won. Like, it's not like just because you're obviously the stronger player. If you play again, you're gonna win. But that game where you played, they won. No matter what excuses you make about like not being able to read certain sequence because it was tricky with the ko here and there, whatever, they won on the board, right? If you wanted to just compare the strengths of the two players and then say the stronger player is a winner, yeah, okay, you just give the win to the Dan player. We know that, right? They've proved themselves. But they play a game, and whatever happens on the board is what happens on the board. So whether or not you used some kind of trick to win or not, whoever wins, I think, is deserving of the win. As long as they didn't play any, actual foul, like, cheating moves or disrespectful kind of distraction moves. I think that whatever win you get on the board, you should cherish and be proud of. Although some wins will feel better than others. I remember playing a game at a tournament and finding that once I won, obviously I felt good about it. My opponent showed disappointment. And, they weren't overt about it, but you could just tell they were not happy about the game. And it was a weird, bittersweet feeling. Because the very fact that they cared enough that they got disappointed made me feel better about my win. But at the same time, it's not like I wanted them to feel disappointed. It's not like I enjoy the fact that they're sad. I would rather have them be happy. But their sadness also adds meaning to my win. And so it's like this weird zero-sum game where like you have to like make your opponent sad in order to feel good about yourself. I don't know. It's kind of a weird, like I don't like the way I put it just now, cuz I don't think that's what Go should be about. But that's what happens when you play a game, right? No one likes losing. No one likes losing, and everybody likes winning. This is a given, right? Why are you playing the game if that's not the case for you? Like, some people may take losing better than others, right? Some people may play for some other reason, right? I don't really care about winning or losing. I care about beautiful shapes. I don't know. That's not it for me. I don't know. Maybe you guys have different opinions. Maybe you see where I'm coming from, or maybe you don't. There's a quote that I read that has stuck with me, and this is a Redditor quoting a Chinese 5-dan professional by the name of Guo Zhuan, who runs an internet Go school. But this comment just kind of like stuck with me. And the quote was, "Why do we play Go? To make a beautiful game, yes?" And I think on some level I can agree with that. We play Go to win, yes, but also to make a beautiful game. Because I know that sometimes even the losses feel good. Because you know that the game was an amazing story. And I do think that maybe that may be the highest level of what Go should be about, is to make a truly beautiful game. And a beautiful game can happen at all levels. It's gonna be differently beautiful, I would say. And then there's this spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Hikaru no Go, it's not really a spoiler. It's just like a quote kind of near the end. But if you haven't seen it and you really care about that stuff, then just skip over a few of the seconds here. But I believe someone says, I think was his name Kurabata? What was his name? The old bald master. He says something like, you need two geniuses to make a beautiful game. Right? You can't do it by yourself. And I think that's reflective of what we should try to do in Go. I find myself being very satisfied with beautiful games, whether I win or lose. Obviously, I prefer the ones where I win. But in order to have that beautiful game, you need to have this kind of like adversarial chemistry with your opponent. You need to have some kind of... It's weird because you're attacking each other and you're trying to wrestle with each other and fight each other. But in a way, you need to synergize with them in the language of Go in order to make a beautiful game. Maybe I'll put this question out there for you guys. What makes a game beautiful to you? Are there any beautiful games that come to mind when I say the phrase beautiful game? There's a thing I do with my games. I save my SGFs and I organize them by month. I put all my SGFs from August in one folder, all my SGFs from September in one folder, etc., etc. And then when I find particularly noteworthy games, I put them in a folder within that folder to distinguish them. I just call it a Hall of Fame folder. And sometimes I'll comment on it. Sometimes I'll, do a review of it and take notes on it. But I don't really ever go back and look at them. I will one day. I don't know when, but it's far more interesting to keep your attention on the Go game that's happening, that you're playing, than it is to reflect on one, though it can be interesting because it's you, right? It's still you, and you look at the decisions you made in the past and you kind of think like, oh, I've changed. Like, I wouldn't have played that today. It's an interesting thing, but I don't do it very often. But yeah, I take note of quote unquote beautiful games, and the really beautiful ones, the ones that I really like, the ones that I have more meaning than others, I will take that game, and I have a beautiful little Kifu journal, like a Go game record journal that I write. I with a pen and paper, I mark down. I actually record the game, and I think it's it's fun. It's pretty, right? Though it sucks when you make a mistake because it's pen. So I try really hard not to. The notebook, by the way, is it's this gorgeous little booklet of Go game records. It just has all the grids. But I got it. My girlfriend got it for me from Camille Levesque. She is an outstanding artist who does Go art. Let me see if I can pull up her website so I can give her a proper shout out. No, it's just CamilleLevesque.com. Well, that's her general art website, I think. She does other stuff other than Go stuff. Oh, I remember, the brand name is Stoned on the Goban. Just search for Stoned on the Goban. The website it's in French. Sillon Trace. I don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah, Stoned on the Goban. She has these awesome, she has all sorts of Go merchandise. But yeah, I really enjoy I really enjoy just having SGF files. It feels like a lively journal to me. And okay, I talked a lot about winning this episode. I'm not like winning obsessed. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy winning as much as the next guy, as much as you guys do. I'm sure you guys like winning. I've seen it. I've seen you guys like winning, right? I've seen you guys complain about losing. I've seen you guys get depressed. I've seen you guys get so happy that you won, right? So don't pretend like you don't like winning. It's okay to like winning. Actually, I want you to like winning. I want everyone to like winning, because this drive to win is what brings the beauty to Go. You think that the top Go professionals got there by not caring about winning? Okay, we're never going to be pros. Well, most of us anyway. Maybe there's some pros listening who really care about winning. But there's also a lot of talk of it's okay to be at the same level that you were. It's okay to be a DDK. It's okay to be SDK. It's okay if you're never going to be a Dom player. And I believe that's true. But I personally don't think it's okay to be wishy-washy about your game. I think that there's a strong spirit of improvement in Go, and I don't think we should ignore that. I think that sometimes we get stressed. Sometimes we put too much emphasis on winning. Sometimes we let ourselves get mentally tormented by this game. And that's not good either, right? But that doesn't mean that we give up. That doesn't mean that we stop trying to win, that we throw everything away and just, quote unquote, play for fun. Not that there's anything wrong with that. If you want to play for fun, have fun, right? I'm not stopping you from having fun. But I'm just saying, there is a certain intensity to the game that is very beautiful when both players are focusing very hard and trying to do their best. Let me know what you guys think. I don't have any Go news this week, but I will not be the best source of Go news. I try to stay updated. I will try to give you a, if there's obvious stuff going on in the Go world, I'll try to comment on it. But for now, just want to give a small personal update on how I've been doing with my Go games. I've been trying to wean myself off of correspondence games, but they keep coming back. I'm trying to back off a little bit from correspondence games, so I can maybe just focus on other aspects of Go. But they keep coming back. I sign up for a tournament, and I forget about it, and then the round 2 starts, and so all of a sudden I have like 10 games going on, and it's like never ending. It's just like you can't fully I was on the ladder on OGS for a while, and it was just nonstop for a while. People challenging me challenging them, trying to stay on top, and then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm done with the ladder. I'm just gonna play the rest of my games, and then we'll be done. And then round 2 started of this tournament that I joined, and I was like, oh, right, forgot about that. And the reason I'm trying to weed myself off of correspondence games is partly... The thing about correspondence games is that, like, your good days and bad days are scattered throughout the moves. And that's kind of weird. You may have, like, this game that you're playing really well, and then have one bad day on a very key position, and then play a bad move and lose the game, which is kind of what happened to me, which is kind of what inspired me to wean myself off of correspondence games. Because at least with like the live games, if you have a bad day, you have a bad game, that's okay. And then you have a good day, you have a good game. But when you have a game where there's like good days and bad days thrown in the mix, it's hard to judge. It's weird. That's why I just kind of wanted to back off and take some time off of correspondence games. I have made some good progress on my Fox account. I'm at 9 wins and 5 losses. So I just need 3 more wins and I'll rank up to 1 Dan. And we'll see if we can take this on again and reach that 2 Dan level. I made a fake Seki. What I mean by fake Seki is if you have a what's it called? It's like when you have like a Seki on the outside of a group, and it's not really a Seki because you can fill in the other side or something like that. It's kind of hard to explain. Anyway, I made a fake Seki. And my current study plan, I've been focusing actually a lot on Joseki. I've been told time and time again as a rising DDK player, don't focus too much on Joseki. And in part, that's right? You shouldn't try to memorize Joseki too early, and you should focus more on reading. You should focus more on Fuseki. But there came a time where I'm like, maybe I'm at the level where I should study. And I'm enjoying it. I actually really like studying Joseki, and I've been using Go. I've been watching the tutorials on Go Inside by Toungyo, the Korean pro. She has great Joseki videos. Go check them out. And I've been trying to practice my reading with a series called Road to Be Dan Player by Baduk Doctor. Shout out to Baduk Doctor. It's a fantastic way to study Sumego. Because you got someone commenting on it for you. You got someone kind of guiding you through it. It's really different. And then he goes over all the variations that you should be going through, reading out. And he emphasizes, oh, you should read out the moves before you check the solution. You know, he just kind of like talks you through them. And it's very helpful to have something like that alongside your study. It's different from just using your little app and clicking on the stones and just mindlessly trying to do that. I found it very helpful. I'm on episode. I'm on the 24th or 5th video right now, and it's getting really hard, and it's kind of discouraging me from studying it. But so far, I've found it very, very, very helpful. I think it definitely has added to my reading strength quite a bit. And I enjoy it. I actually, it's kind of what made me start enjoying life and death problems. So that's kind of my study routine right now. Just the Joseki studying, and then the life and death, and then I just play some games on Fox, when I can. It's kind of where I am right now. I hope you guys are having a good time with your games, with your studying, with your journey, wherever you are. And if you're just kind of like, geez, this guy needs to chill, this game is just a game, we're supposed to have fun, well, you're right too. So, in any case, in whatever way you want to, keep playing Go, and I'll see you next time.